Hey, it's the Average Dan, and I'm just going to do a quick video about refilling refrigerant in the 2009 Chrysler Town & Country. Now, if you don't have one, I highly recommend adding one of these to your toolkit. This is, a lot of times when you buy the refrigerant, it comes with these types of hoses. This is a little bit nicer one. And it's just something valuable to have if you ever run into this problem and you have to add refrigerant. The ones that they provide to you without the gauge are kind of a pain in the butt to use sometimes because you don't really know what kind of progress you're making. So you definitely want to check your manual and understand how much refrigerant you want to add. This particular vehicle has a very slow leak in it that basically drains out over the winter, and if we give it a refill before the summer, it lasts throughout the summer. So you definitely want to understand how much you're putting in, and you don't want to overfill the system. So that's something that you want to look up with your specific vehicle. But the gauge is awesome because it shows you exactly where you want to be. So let's get started. I'm only adding one can right now for this video. I know that the system takes more than that, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just basically showing you where the connection is and how you go about doing this. So the first thing you want to do is start the car on the Chrysler, the 2009 Chrysler Town & Country. The connection to refill is right here. You take this cap off. And then when we actually do this, we're going to start the car, but you have this little spring-loaded end on all of these. That actually goes on. We have to make sure the other end's closed, or in this case, up, because it has a little pin in there that punctures the can. So we want that out of the way so we don't puncture the can when we attach it. Okay, so now you put that on here. Throw that on there without puncturing it. And then this connects, you pull the little slide back and put it over the connection. Get that gauge where you can see it. And then see if I can move the camera so you can actually see the gauge. And then we're going to start the car and puncture that tank and see, get that filled in there. As you can see, as soon as we did that, it dropped right down into the low section. And we'll see how far we get on one of these containers. Is that a good shape? Make sure that's good and punctured. And you can feel that it's working because everything gets cold. And you can occasionally run in and check. So you turn the car on, you crank your AC on high, and then you can, while you're doing this, and then you can go inside and check to see that the air has turned cold. But this can be incredibly difficult to do without the gauge because you have no idea what's going on without it. Like, I don't anticipate this to show necessarily as filled because I'm only doing the one can right now. But the most important part of this video, try to avoid buying this type of stuff at one of those auto department store kind of places. You can get these types of items on Amazon for a fraction of the cost. than if you walked into one of those specialty automotive stores. So I would highly recommend ordering this stuff a couple days in advance of when you want to do it. And you'll be able to do the job at a much cheaper cost than if you walked into a store. I went into a store today looking to either buy just the gauge or a combo kit, and it was like $60 for 2 canisters and the gauge, and that's just wasting your money. So you know, try not to spend too much money on convenience, and wait the extra couple days and get what you need at a fraction of the cost than you'd pay if you just walked in off the street and grabbed whatever item they happen to be promoting that day. You want to continue to shake the can as you're doing it. Make sure you get everything out. That might leave us just at the filled line. So obviously there's room to put a little bit more in there, but for now that'll get us some cold air now that the weather has turned warm, and certainly give us time to order a few more cans on Amazon. You can get like 3 of these cans for like 20 bucks, I think, so it's definitely worth it to get them cheap rather than walking into a store and paying for some name brand that's going to cost you $15 to $20 a can. You know, something to consider. After you've done this, do not forget your cap. You want to get that cap back on there. That's all she wrote. This is the average Dan, making it look easy, because it really is. See you next time.